Hola, it's Matthew here, and I'm here today with Lucy with some some breaking news. It might not be exciting for everybody, but there's been some significant changes in the world of holiday lets that will affect every homeowner who has a property they wish to do holiday lets with. So, welcome, Lucy.
Hi.
Tell us what's happened.
Well, it's been an interesting week. In the city of Granada, we have now had a full declaration from the town hall that they are freezing all new applications for tourist rentals.
For tourist licenses for rentals.
Yes, they have now been completely frozen and they will not be issuing any new ones until the end of July.
Wow. So this is something that we've been talking about a lot, and we did talk about illegal holiday lets. So if you'd like to read about that, don't forget to click on the link below. We saw this coming because Malaga started this by saying they weren't going to allow any more holiday lets. We haven't seen it in the Granada province yet, but Granada City have now said no, a freeze on holiday lets.
They have, yes, because we had a decree passed earlier in this year that everywhere could govern themselves in a way. So every municipality can set their own legislation, more or less, based on this. Granada's been functioning pretty normally. We've seen a huge application surge at the beginning of the year. Obviously, people heard about the law coming in, kind of panicked and want to get their applications in. But now officially they have frozen them until the end of July, where they're supposed to be having a meeting where they kind of come with a final, this is what we're going to do, plan for the city.
Okay. And while it hasn't happened in many of the other municipalities yet, the thought process is that once one goes, it's a bit of a domino effect, and then more municipalities are likely to follow.
We don't know, because everyone can govern themselves and they can kind of decide what they want to do based on their own requirements. However, the things with this kind of process do tend to happen that way. We have at the moment in Granada as the Mayoress Marifran. Marifran is part of the PP party, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see any PP-dominated regions follow suit with what she says.
So potentially a politically motivated or politically driven. I know there's been a lot of protests around about this, in particular in the Albaicin in Granada. There was a protest the other day.
Yes, actually, it's something that they are studying. Albaicin is severely populated with tourist rentals. As you can imagine, homeowners are very angry with the news, and they have asked for an emergency meeting with the mayoress to discuss. And it's something that she has said in statements that it's really important to her that Granada is still an investor area. They're still invested in tourism. We know that holiday lets in Granada last year actually housed around 45% of the tourism that they had in Granada last year. So we know that it's a service that people are looking for, but they're trying to find a balance between people having access to the property market to stay in Granada as well as supply for tourism. So it's something they are studying. They've currently got people investigating the more highly populated areas. At the moment, it's not affecting anything retroactively that we've been told. That's what's happening. However, will that change? The moment the landscape is moving quite quickly in many directions. So until it settles, we won't know.
And seems to be geared as well towards eradicating illegal holiday lets as well.
Yes. Yeah, we're seeing a lot more inspections happening at the moment, which is understandable. And it's likely once legislation has been passed in Granada on what they're exactly going to do, we're going to see maybe more inspections happening, more staff being brought on by the Junta Andalucia to do these kind of inspections. And maybe in the future, may I see even some licenses being revoked for not meeting the current requirements.
And this seems to be there's a lot of feeling that areas are overrun with holiday lets. But let's just put some statistics up on the screen to show what the reality of that is in the local area. So, for example, in Granada, the figure is actually only 1.25% of all properties are or have a tourist license. This compares with other areas of Andalusia, and the provinces in particular, where Malaga is 4.12%, in Cadiz is 2.24%, and in Almeria is 1.46%. Looking locally, in Monachil, which actually includes the Sierra Nevada resort, actually 10% of properties have a tourist license. So that's very, very high. Looking more locally in the Alpujarra area, in the White Villages, Catatonas has a 7.9% holiday rents. Capellera is 5.1%. Trevelez is 4.1%. And Sopatuja, 3.5%. Looking down towards the coast on the Costa Tropical, Almuñeca, for example, is the leader and stands out as the main destination, where the rate is 4.66% of all properties are used for tourist licenses. So looking forward, all new applications have been frozen. It's likely that existing places with a holiday license who have not yet been inspected could be expected and have that license revoked. What does someone do if they're thinking of buying a property to rent out and use for holiday lets?
So what's really important is we've had clients in the past that say, oh, this has a rental license because they have a website. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have a license. It's really easy to check if you have a license and if it's currently active. So that is something I would always ask for, is make sure that you have the code, you have all the paperwork that proves that the property you're looking at meets these requirements. Also, I would recommend getting an architect in just to check that it is meeting the current legislation, because legislations change. It can be things such as the size of a bedroom, making sure they have independent access, aircon, air heating, that sort of thing. That's something that any qualified professional should be able to go through the property and tell you if you have to make any minor changes to meet current legislation, even if it has a pre-existing license, just to make sure it's nice and up to date.
Okay, that's great. So I guess make sure it already has a license, make sure the number is active and correct. And I guess for anyone who's doing illegal holiday lets at the moment, be careful. They're looking for them.
Definitely. And also it's something that if in the future you're thinking of doing this, we're going to hear more in July about what comes through for Granada City. As we mentioned before, each area is governing themselves. So it may be a case that your town hall isn't implementing a freeze, or your town hall is. So it's worth always to have a chat. You know, don't fear your town halls. Stop in, have a chat with urban planning, see what they're doing, or get a feel for what they're planning to do, or at least if there's any undercurrent. And then you know that in the future, if you are looking to do that process, is that a viable option for you?
But with the Malaga domino having fallen, the Granada City domino having fallen, personally, I think more are going to follow. So
I think unfortunately that might be the case, especially since we're seeing a lot of manifestations throughout Spain, especially in the islands, but we have also seen them in the Albaicín, where they're looking for more sustainable tourism. They understand tourism is really important for Granada, and it is, but they want some kind of balance, which is also what seems to be going through the town hall right now. Also, as we mentioned, obviously with Malaga, we're seeing protests down in that area too. So it's definitely a transitional time in Spain for this kind of procedure with tourist license.
great. Well, thank you very much for the time. We'll keep you at home advised as we hear of new developments in this, because obviously it's really important and it's going to affect a lot of people. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Please let us know your thoughts. Put a comment below and tell us what you think about the potential for holiday let licenses or tourist licenses to be stopped in your area. Would you like it? Wouldn't you like it? And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps us. It promotes this so we can get this information out to more people. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.